Expand your mind and enrich your world. It's time for another outstanding podcast from ICRT.
Hello and welcome to another podcast edition of Taiwan Talk. I'm Keith Menconi. Earlier this year, the American Institute in Taiwan and the Taiwan Design Center partnered up to launch the American Innovation Center in Taipei. The Innovation Center offers access to design equipment like scanners and 3D printers, along with lectures, workshops, and DIY activities, all of which are free and open to the public. To make this happen, the U.S. Department of State is providing funding. The venue and staff, meanwhile, is being provided by the Taiwan Design Center, which is an independent organization here in Taiwan promoting creative design and economic development. To talk about the center and what both sides hope the partnership will achieve, I went to the American Innovation Center myself and sat down with Taiwan Design Center Vice CEO Oliver Lin and AIT Public Diplomacy Section Chief Joe Bookbinder. Here's our conversation. So my understanding is that the main goals of this center is to support 4 different areas. So those 4 being innovation, creativity, design, and entrepreneurship. So I was hoping that you guys could explain a little bit, why are these 4 areas something that is important to support in Taiwan?
As you know, innovation in Taiwan, I think, is very important because we face the competitiveness from mainland China, especially for the global market. So innovation is the only way for Taiwan to have the breakthrough in the global market.
So can you give us some examples of some of the industries that would require a lot of innovation and what a designer in that industry would need to learn to be successful?
Oh, actually, all the industry, I think, need a design or need innovation. Not only the industry, manufacture, specialized for service industry, I think also need the design, need an innovation. For example, like HTC and Asus, I think is a good branding for Taiwan. But however, the core value is the design, it's the innovation, no matter in technology or material or even the shape or form or something like that, or even function. But anyway, the core value is the design and the innovation.
Let's just think about one individual designer. Let's say that I was a young person in Taiwan and I was going through Taiwan's education system. Do I have the resources that I need to learn the skills that I need to be globally competitive as a designer or as an innovator in these fields?
Yeah. As I know, right now there are many universities. They try to link to the foreign other university. Maybe they can have student exchange program, something like that. So Taiwan students can have a chance to go abroad to learn some new skill. And also TDC will have some program to offer for the student, even just the young designer, like American Innovation Center. I think it's good platform for the young designer or student can come in here to learn some new skill, like 3D printing skill and other skill. So I think also it's good resource for them.
Do you have any thoughts on this, Joe Bookbinder?
I do, Keith. The schools here do a good job of teaching technology, but what we find is it's important to have a place like the American Innovation Center because with digital media, learning can take place anywhere and any time. And we think it's important to break free from the notion that schools are the only places for learning. So our idea is we want to provide young people with engaging and diverse opportunities beyond the classroom. So we think the American Innovation Center is an excellent example of 21st century learning. We see it as a way to motivate young people to learn and prepare for a globally competitive workforce, give people here a leg up, help them prepare for future careers, and learn new ways of thinking.
So, let's get a little bit more specific about exactly what somebody who comes here to use the services, what kind of services could they expect to find here?
First of all, they can take some free course. And for the whole year, we prepare about 80 courses. The courses include digital design, innovation, many different kind of courses for general public. For example, the 3D printing courses, They learn how to use the hardware or software. Even for the young kids, they come here, and the teacher can teach them the concept and about the 3D printing. And also they can, even for the kid, they can design something by themselves, and then they can print out their design. For the others, for example, also they have the computer courses. For example, we work with the Autodesk and the Microsoft. They can come here, learn some software courses. Also, we have we can also play the film. And the film is provided by the AIT. And this film, we interview the Stephen Jobs or something like that. From the outside, it's very difficult. You can see this kind. You can see this kind of film. So that this kind of thing also we have this kind of courses.
So we have equipment that people can use here. We have different kinds of materials that people can use here. That we have courses that people can use here. What else can you say about how the American Innovation Center would be a place where you can share ideas, maybe be exposed to ideas that you wouldn't be able to find other places or other people's perspectives?
Well, what we can do is we're planning to bring speakers here. So we have volunteers from American companies like IBM and Microsoft. And ordinarily, most of the young people in Taiwan wouldn't have access to, these kinds of courses or these kinds of speakers. But here, they're available for free. So we also have digital video conferencing equipment. So that, for example, we can have people here at the American Innovation Center can connect with experts throughout Taiwan, around the United States, and across the world. So we're not just limited to what's in this physical space. We can use the technology to connect with others outside. So I think that's quite special.
And just out of curiosity, so I one of the coolest things here is the 3D printer. Can anybody just wander in off the street and just use it, or do you need to go through some kind of course before you trust people to touch the big guns over there?
Of course, we have some courses. The people can come here to take some courses first. But I know someone, they already understand a little about the 3D printing. Maybe they know the software. So sometimes they will use some 3D printing machine directly. However, we also have some advisor. Okay, come here. So if you have any question, you can ask the advisor anytime. So the advisor can give you the guide how to use this machine or something like that.
And what I would stress is that we're really emphasizing free public access so that, it's open from Tuesday to Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. So families can come. And, on the weekend, teachers can make reservations. Teachers can come with their students. And the way it works is to become a member of the AIC, it's so easy. I showed you the form. It takes less than 5 minutes to fill it out. There's no charge. So we already have more than 1,000 members. We've only been open a few months. We have had more than 10,000 visitors. So this is a place that's very exciting. There's a lot going on, and people can sign up to take these free courses so they can learn how to use all the various equipment here. But if there's not a course given that day, they can come, and the staff here will show them how the equipment works. So people, can come by and see how all these things work any afternoon, Tuesday to Saturday, 1 to 5.
So the U.S. has also set up other similar centers, innovation centers, in other countries around the world. There's actually 4 in Europe already. So I'm kind of curious, why is supporting innovation and supporting growth and innovation a priority of the U.S.?
Okay. Well, we feel that innovation is more important than ever, and we think it's the key to good new jobs in the 21st century. So, of course, we want to promote advanced U.S. technology and products, and this is why when we're deciding where to open American Innovation Centers, we look for places where innovation will resonate with local populations and where we can highlight our shared values. Well, for us, Taiwan was a natural choice. Taiwan, as you know, has an excellent education system, and people here have a great interest in technology. Now, also what's important about Taiwan is it's a democracy. like the United States. So it's a place that welcomes innovation and the free flow of information. I would also say Taipei, you may know, Taipei is the World Design Capital for 2016. So I think that's another indication that we chose the right place to launch Asia's first innovation center. And I will tell you one other thing. We are looking for strong local partners. That's a key. You know, you can't, American Institute in Taiwan obviously could not do this on our own. So for us, the Taiwan Design Center is the perfect partner. They focus on design and technology already, but they're also working to promote economic development, and they have a beautiful historic venue and a terrific staff. And they were willing to make the American Innovation Center open to the public for free. So these were all key factors, not only why we support innovation centers, but why we chose Taiwan.
Would you say that it's fair to say that this is sort of a cross-pollination? On the one hand, this is an opportunity for the U.S. to introduce some of its companies, some of its technologies, and some of its ideas and kind of make that more familiar in a different country. And on the other hand, for Taiwan, this is a place where like those ideas can be sort of learned from and shared and built upon. Would that be a fair characterization?
Absolutely. I think that's excellent. It's a partnership, a collaboration, because we want to encourage digital learning and digital technology. At the same time, it's a wonderful opportunity for U.S. companies to display their products, their advanced technology. And if I may, for example, we've attracted a number of high-profile U.S. innovation partners like Microsoft, IBM, and Autodesk. Oliver, I think, mentioned this. What I think is neat is later on, Microsoft volunteers will teach classes on using free internet resources to start businesses. So it's a great opportunity not just for young people, but for adults also. And Autodesk that we mentioned, they're providing free 3D modeling classes. So, you know, that's why from our side, it is a true partnership.
So I want to go back to this theme that we've already touched on a couple of times here, this idea of kind of cross-cultural exchange and cross-informational exchange. Can we get a little bit more specific about what kind of design concepts or design tools do you think that the U.S. has to offer Taiwan?
From TDC's positioning, actually, when we study at the university, we talk about the 4 level of the design exchange. Okay, from the lower to top is no design is first level, and the design focus on shape and form. The third is the UI or interface design. The top level is the integration design. Okay, however, I think Americans have a very strong industry. So right now, a lot of the industry in American, they use the integrations design. Back to the Taiwan, there are many manufacturers still use the second level or third level. So that's why I think from American, we can learn a lot of the design methodology. For example, IDEO, they talk about design thinking or service design. I think this is quite useful for Taiwan manufacturers to learn from American side. So that's why I think work with the AIT and we become the partner. I think we need American enterprise come here and bring the new concept to Taiwan manufacturers.
Now, I'm curious because my understanding of creativity and design and all of this is that it really does take a lot of different minds and a lot of different kinds of people and perspectives coming together to really come up with something new. So I'm wondering, do you feel like there's anything that going on in the design world and the innovation world in Taiwan that you think that Americans might benefit from if they were exposed to that and they had a chance to, bounce ideas off of that? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's pretty clear that innovation and creativity is not limited to any one country. So our hope is, I've met so many bright young people here in Taiwan. Our hope is that we can use this digital video conferencing equipment to get young people from Taiwan together with young people from the United States, and they can exchange ideas and exchange their thoughts about design. So this, is a perfect place for that. If we can get a class, a U.S. class, with a Taiwan class of students together, and they could exchange that. One place may have more advanced technology, but when it comes to creativity, I think that's shared equally around the world.
So before I had this job, I used to be an English teacher, and when I was doing that, all of my students, they talked all the time about Jobs. They loved Steve Jobs. He was just everybody's idol, and it was Jobs. And sometimes when they went on and on about that, it made me think a little bit, is there any way in which copying this guy and copying this one individual's work, does that maybe make people feel like they aren't ready to make their own contribution to design and innovation, and maybe like it shuts them off from making their own big ideas? Do you think that there's any way that people coming into the center would they ever get the sense that maybe, there's something to be copied out there rather than, they could be the ones making their own innovations and making their own new discoveries? Is that something that you guys have thought about at all?
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. It's great to have a hero or a mentor, somebody to look up to, but you then have to take the next step and say, I'm going to do this my way or on my own. It's important not to be bound by just one model of development or one way of starting a business. And I think that's why they have some areas in the American Innovation Center where people can just explore and they can just create their own. So if you have an idea, you can create your own product here. You can, you're not bound. We encourage people to think very openly and creatively, because I think Steve Jobs is a wonderful example, but he would have been disappointed if he thought that people were just following him in a narrow way instead of coming up with their own creative ideas. And so I think that we really do encourage people to be imaginative, to rely on yourself to expand beyond what is already known. I think that's a principal tenet of the American Innovation Center.
I think copy is one way to the innovation. I should say that, because even we study at the university, copy is the first class. Okay, we learn something from others. However, we cannot do always just copy only. We have to transform the copy to the innovation. So American Innovation Center, I think we use the same way. The people come here, they can learn something from the field, from the class. Okay, this is the one way they learn their knowledge. However, they have to use this knowledge to put on the innovation. So that's why we have some courses. Also, we have some workshop. Just encourage the people. They use their own way. They use their own mind to create something new.
We've been speaking to Taiwan Design Center Deputy CEO Oliver Lin and AIT Public Diplomacy Section Chief Joe Bookbinder. Thanks both of you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be Taiwan Talks program.
Keith, thank you so much for having us on the Taiwan Talk. It's been a great experience.
To learn more about the American Innovation Center, you can visit them on their Facebook page. Thanks for listening to Taiwan Talk. As always, we'd love to hear what you thought of today's program. You can leave us a comment on our Facebook page or rate and review Taiwan Talk on iTunes. You can also leave a comment on the ICRT blog, where we've posted a few links to articles about the center. This helps us bring you the kind of shows you want to hear and makes it easier for other people to discover the program. For ICRT, I'm Keith Menconi.